What's up, ninjas? Diligent here, and welcome back to Content Warning. Now, a few of you reached out to me wanting me to do an updated 2026 Big Slap Guide, so here we are. So there's going to be a couple different maps that we're doing here. We're going to be doing all three of them, and you're going to notice that the quotas are going to be different. It's because I have a different save on each map, because it makes it easier for making these videos and whatnot. So with that being said, also on this map here, I'm going to have a nice little trick to show you later at the end of the video that can sort of allow you to almost break the game and just farm big slap views. So stay tuned for that. But on this map and other maps, one thing to keep in mind is the big slap can spawn just like the other entities where there's more than one of them. In this case, the way we were able to get multiple big slaps to spawn is, as you saw at the beginning, there was that big slap that chased us, and then it got stuck on the door frame and couldn't get to us. We went into this building here, the office building behind the main building area. Sometimes you can find a big slap old painting there, and whenever you hold on to that for it's either 3 or 6 seconds, I can't remember for sure, it'll cause another big slap to spawn on one of the spawn patrol routes that are in the map, and that's why there happened to be a big slap there. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you do end up running from a big slap and hide in this area, keep in mind that if he's in his attack phase, he can straight up Goldberg spear you through the frame like that, and that can cause you to get insta-killed. So keep that in mind. But moving on to the next map, we're going to the sort of garage area. One thing to keep in mind on this map is it's really important to be able to navigate it. Sometimes at the beginning, those little tunnel areas back there will be open, and you can just drop from the first floor all the way to the bottom. Makes great for escape routes. Just a little tidbit there. But in this map, you'll often see big slaps that spawn inside this area here, the main garage area where the fans are and whatnot, and they'll usually spawn in that little corner over there, because that's one of the entity spawn locations, so you can get big slaps there sometimes. And if you crouch and are really careful not to draw too much attention, you can actually hunker down right here and farm some good big slap footage. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you're like me and you like messing with the big slaps, then you'll grab your shock stick here, and then you'll fling it over there, just so you can watch the big slap eat dirt. Because, it's always fun to do that. So with that, though, keep in mind that whenever a big slap gets stunned, if it's in its attack phase, not necessarily its charging phase, but its attack phase, it will still be able to get you. It'll slide across the ground like a Beyblade, and then it will be able to hit you and insta-kill you that way. And Big Slap is one of the only other entities that can do that. The other two are the Flicker, and the other entity is going to be the Barnacle Ball, which is kind of my arch nemesis in this game. If you watch the previous Content Warning Ultimate Guide, you'll remember that the Barnacle Ball was a little cock badger and always showed up at the end and would mess us up and kill us. So, fuck the Barnacle Ball. But moving on from that, like I said, it's really important to be able to navigate the levels in order to have the optimal escape route when you're dealing with any of the entities, really. And especially the big slap, though, because he'll catch you really quick. There's no way you're going to outrun the big slap on a full-on, straight sprint, unless you're, way ahead of it. And, of course, there's always the safety of your bell that you can go into. But moving on from here, our next level that we're going to check out is also going to be on 2.5 million views, so this is top tier difficulty. We're going to be going to the mines. One of the main things to keep in mind when you're in the mine area is it's really important to sort of know where you are and have a good layout of the map. Because there's going to be lots of cases where you'll end up in these narrow corridors like this where you're running away from things and you end up running into a slurper hanging from the ceiling. So just make sure to keep an eye for that little dangly tentacle too, because nothing's worse than getting amazing footage and then running into a slurper. So with this area, as I said, this is 2.5 million views where I'm at on here. This is my overall main save. Keep in mind that when you're in this area, you're not necessarily going to get two big slaps like I did here. There's a good chance you'll just get one if you even get one. The reason I was getting two is because, like I said in the beginning of the video, on the higher tier areas, if you don't have the painting, there's a much larger pool for the spawns to come from, which means you can get multiple like big slaps, multiple flickers, things like that, which drastically increases how difficult things can be. But you're not really going to have to worry about that unless you're in the higher tier area. So, main thing to keep in mind on this map, watch your elevation, because while you're maybe higher than a big slap, they can still Goldberg spear you into oblivion, and it's really rough on this area because you can get knocked clear into that bottom mine area, which is just a pain in the ass to get back from, and it also opens you up to getting snatched easier by capture cages. But with that, now we're going to go to that bonus content I promised you. So remember this area where the big slap chased you at the beginning here in the video? One thing you can do in this area, keep in mind this doesn't work all the time, but if you're able to bait the big slap into lunging at you right here, and you dodge like that, it can actually cause the big slap to get glitched out and get stuck in the wall, as you see right there. And with him stuck in the wall there ain't shit he can do. At least for the time being. So you can go right here and you can farm some valuable footage from Big Slap without having to worry about him mutilating you. You can, if you want to tempt fate, you can throw a shock stick at him and see if he gets loose. Like I did here. But I'm kind of a masochist with this game, so... But as you can see, he's still stuck in the wall there, and I'm still able to farm footage from him. So, it's a nice sort of exploit. Like I said, doesn't work all the time, but sometimes it will work if you do it just right in this area. But if you get too close to him like I did there, it'll allow him to unstick from the wall there, and then you're going to run like hell. And this is where, you know, like I mentioned, knowing the map, being able to bob and weave in and out, hop over barriers, so forth and so on, will allow you to escape easier, make it back to the bell, and catch out that wonderful footage and get those SpookTube views. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you have any other ideas, feel free to share them. And I would love to take a look at any other games that you may want to see on the channel. Keep in mind, the Diligent Dragon channel is still in progress. We'll be getting that going. That channel is mostly going to be focused on like action RPG games, but I'll keep you all in the loop for once that gets going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.